Hey there, this is Attorney Dan with Attorney Stephen Liu. We've been working on a couple of estate planning cases together over the last couple of months, and I thought I'd have Stephen here come and chat with us about estate planning and what he's experienced over his 20 years of practice. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, so let's kind of get right into it. Now, there's lots of online solutions that people can do this without an attorney. What were some of the considerations they were thinking about before ultimately hiring someone like you or I?
I think maybe the question is like, well, with AI these days and all that, why use the attorney? I think just from the nature of this practice, it's very personal.
Mhm.
It's very close to heart, right? Because this is family and it's very sensitive. And so I feel like the piece that AI might not be able to do, or just simply doing it online, is that personal piece. Like there's some nuances that even just outside of the law to be able to understand the personal relational piece.
Mhm.
But I would say it does affect how we draft,
Mhm.
because of those nuances, it's affected how I drafted or
Mm.
advise on the situation. There might be a situation where I'm like, yeah, I could see that would be good, but considering my experience and considering I see the dynamics, you may consider doing it this way. And I think that could be beneficial to in the future when they're administering it. That could save a lot of headache, a lot of litigation, simply because of a kind of a soft relational piece that I can bring in that you may not be able to capture, at least today, right? Maybe, I don't know, in AI.
And to kind of expand on that too, I remember one client, it wasn't an estate planning client, but it was a business client, and they asked me to draft a contract, and he sends me, hey, I started on a draft, use AI to draft it, like, you can use it however you want, right? And I looked at it, it's like, I can't use any of it. So luckily for us as lawyers, right, it hasn't gone to the point where it's completely replaced us, but I think at least as of this date, it's not good enough to replace us quite yet. But I think what one of the issues is, like, for clients that are on the fence, like, they don't know what they don't know. They just see what's output and they just kind of presume that that it's correct. And so that's kind of what the dangers are, not just AI, but just, do it yourself drafting.
Right.
You did mention it before as part of your kind of collaborative process is, I think, working with professionals, it's asking the right questions, right? And then pulling the information out of particular clients says, oh, I never thought about that way. And so I think the consultative process of working with an attorney is a real benefit for clients that are obviously not familiar with this area. So that's kind of where the added value that we have is, yeah, we can draft the documents, no problem. But that's kind of the easy part, right? The hard part is really just pulling the information out of it, taking consideration this, consideration, have you thought about this, which they would not have had we, not have those questions.
I think AI is great, but I think you bring up a good point. If you don't know what the right question to ask, it's not going to be able to even address that. And so what we're taught as lawyers is to issue spot, right? And so that's a lot of the time that's spent, that's unspoken of in our half-hour, 1 hour consultation. What we're doing is just busily asking these questions. I'm trying to get the issues. I'm a poker player trying to read the tells, right? I'm trying to figure out and go, wait, the way you answered that, okay, what's the issue here? I feel like there's something that we need to examine more. And then it might open a whole can of worms that they go, from their point of view, it was not relevant. But because we're able to issue spot, I would say, no, actually, that's very relevant. Because of what you said in that one, we do need to account for this piece, which they would say, oh, I didn't even think about. Right? And so that's what AI is not going to be able to do that. AI is just going to be able to answer the questions that you ask, or present the information, respond to the questions that you present to it. Right?
Yeah.